You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic.
Is Bears president Kevin Warren tired of Matt Eberflus? Bears fans, head coach Matt Eberflus has been a huge topic of conversation, especially as the season nears an end for the Chicago Bears. We have talked a lot right here on Kick on the Mic about not only the status of Justin Fields moving forward, but also the status of head coach Matt Eberflus as well. And for the most part, we have all come to the conclusion that we should give Matt Eberflus these final 7 games to prove why the Chicago Bears organization should stick with him as a head coach moving forward. But Bears fans, this is where things get interesting. According to Albert Breer, based on what he is hearing, the likelihood of the Chicago Bears moving on from head coach Matt Eberflus seems highly likely at season's end. These are the exact words he had to say surrounding the situation in regards to head coach Matt Eberflus. Check this out, Bears fans.
I think right now it's trending towards Eberflus not being back. I think that in part is due to Kevin Warren's influence in the organization. Remember, Kevin Warren came in after being the commissioner of the Big Ten. He did not hire Ryan Poles. He did not hire Matt Eberflus. I think he is motivated to see what he can do with his own guys in there. I've also heard Kevin Warren wants to be a little bit more involved on the football side, so that could influence the decision-making there. And as for Justin Fields, he's played pretty well in his most recent games, coming off the injury and then before the injury. But it's hard to really make a judgment on that, not knowing where the Bears draft picks, the 2 first-round picks, are going to land, and also not knowing who's going to be making that decision.
Bears fans, this whole thing is just so interesting. It's by no surprise that Matt Eberflus' job is definitely in jeopardy. I know there's been a lot of rare instances where people think that Matt Eberflus' job may be saved just due to the rebuild and him just getting one more year to kind of see that rebuild through. But then the other side of things indicate, well, Matt Eberflus has not been good whatsoever as the head coach of the Chicago Bears. You can talk about the in-game changes, the record in the NFC North, his overall record as the Chicago Bears head coach. Overall, Matt Eberflus has not been a good head coach of the Chicago Bears. But Bears fans, what makes this thing so interesting, what Albert Breer brought up in that little video clip that I showed you on today's episode of Kick on the Mic, is Kevin Warren. There has been a lot of curiosity of wondering how Kevin Warren feels about the current situation of the Chicago Bears. Obviously, he is now the team president of the Chicago Bears, and he has the right to make those type of decisions to fire and hire coaches or fire and hire even GMs. So for the most part, there has been rumblings here and there, rumors out of Hallis Hall in Chicago that Kevin Warren is absolutely not pleased with the direction of this football team, especially as it pertains to head coach Matt Eberflus. And Bears fans, you have to understand that if this is true, if this rumor is true, we have to understand that Kevin Warren was not the one that hired Ryan Poles, and Kevin Warren was definitely not the one that hired head coach Matt Eberflus. Obviously, when Kevin Warren was hired as president, a lot of people thought that he was just going to be involved in creating that new stadium for the Chicago Bears. But also at the same time, George McCaskey was looking for a president that was going to be more involved in football operations. So of course, Kevin Warren wants to be more involved in the aspect of the GMs, the head coaches, and obviously the football operation side of the Chicago Bears, something that Ted Phillips wasn't for the organization. So even though Kevin Warren didn't hire head coach Matt Eberflus, he had to come in and at least give him the opportunity to see where the direction of the football team would go with head coach Matt Eberflus in charge of the team. But now I think Kevin Warren has possibly seen enough and have him and Ryan Poles actually sit down and pick a new head coach of the Chicago Bears. And Bears fans, this makes all the sense in the world. Just like we discussed early on in this episode of Kick on the Mic, Matt Eberflus has looked pretty good when calling the defense for the Chicago Bears. Obviously, the Chicago Bears defense is ascending in the right direction. Obviously, it seems like the Chicago Bears players actually love playing for him. They play hard for head coach Matt Eberflus. But when it comes to like in-game decisions, when it comes to the overall record, when it comes to being an overall head coach, Matt Eberflus does not have it. You can say all you want about head coach Matt Eberflus. It doesn't seem that this team is in the right directions in terms of the win and loss category. I'll say this once again about head coach Matt Eberflus. He is winless against the NFC North. He is 2-11 in one-score games, and he is 6-22 as the Chicago Bears head coach with 6 games left to play this season. So once again, Bears fan, I am totally fine with giving Matt Eberflus the last 6 games to kind of prove himself. And if he can come away with some solid wins down the stretch, maybe that will save his job. But it seems like if the rumors are true, Kevin Warren is not pleased whatsoever with the direction of the football team, and he wants the opportunity to interview and bring in the right guy to lead this football team. So once again, Bears fans, whether this rumor is true or if it isn't true, I think it was still a very cool talking point right here on Kick on the Mic. Like always, we all know that the McCaskey family will not fire a head coach mid-season, so I think Matt Eberflus still has 6 games left to prove himself on why the Chicago Bears would stick with him moving forward as the head coach of the Chicago Bears. But I do also think that Matt Eberflus, for example, continues to lose the way he is losing. For example, if his team is playing good, you're dominating the time of possession, you're winning the turnover battle, you're getting good play from your quarterback, and you're still losing football games in an embarrassing fashion like you did against the Detroit Lions, I think that basically seals the fate of head coach Matt Eberflus, and I do believe that Kevin Warren will step in and find a new head coach of this Chicago Bears franchise. So Bears fans, before I let you guys go, let me ask you guys this. Do you guys think this rumor is true? Do you think Kevin Warren will step in and fire head coach Matt Eberflus at season's end? Let me know down below in the comment section. Before I let you guys go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Kick on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. Better than that, be back for our all new Bears podcast right here on Kick on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and as always, bear down.
You've been listening to Kick on the Mic, a podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Thanks, guys, and bear down.